2024 U.S. presidential election is right around the corner, and whether you're a die-hard Republican or a passionate Democrat, one thing's for sure. This election could bring some major changes to the economy and the stock market. Today, we're exploring which stocks and sectors might benefit based on who wins the election. So, if you're looking to make smart moves with your investments, stick around as we dive deep into which companies might see a boom or a bust after the ballots are counted. Now, I'm not here to take sides. I'm here to help you understand how historical trends might impact today's economy. You see, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. We're going to look back at what's happened when Republicans and Democrats have taken power and how that's affected different industries. If former President Trump wins, we're likely to see certain sectors thrive. And if Vice President Harris wins, others might see a boost. Let's break it down. So, what happens if Trump wins? Historically, Republicans focus on deregulation and boosting certain sectors like oil and gas, financial services, and defense. Here's how that plays out. Republicans tend to support policies that ease restrictions on oil and gas companies, allowing them to drill more and grow profits. Back when Trump was in office, oil giants like BP saw their market cap surge as deregulation opened doors for production and expansion. If Trump wins again, we could see a similar wave, so keep an eye on companies like Chevron, BP, or ExxonMobil. Financial services. Another big focus for Republicans is financial deregulation. Trump's administration brought the first major financial services bill in a decade, easing restrictions for banks, lenders, and brokers. The result? A 70% rise in the financial services index between 2016 and 2020. If Trump returns to office, banking stocks like JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and smaller regional banks could see fresh growth. 3. Defense. Republicans are known for prioritizing military spending. In fact, under Trump, the U.S. passed one of the largest defense budgets in its history. Increased defense budgets mean more contracts for private defense companies that make everything from military jets to advanced weaponry. If Trump wins, expect defense stocks like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman to get a boost from potential increases in defense spending. Potential impact of a Harris win. Scene transitions to renewable energy projects, construction sites, and hospitals. But what if Vice President Kamala Harris wins? Democrats typically have different priorities, and under Harris, we'd likely see support shift towards sectors like renewable energy, infrastructure, and healthcare. 1. Renewable energy. Democrats usually push for investments in renewable energy, such as wind, solar, and electric vehicles. However, Harris has a slightly different approach. She's expressed support for renewable energy, while also showing an openness to oil and gas, creating a unique dynamic for investors. Companies like Tesla, NextEra Energy, and Enphase could still stand to benefit from increased green energy investment. 2. Infrastructure. Harris has been vocal about the need to revamp America's infrastructure. From roads and bridges to advanced urban projects, there's a huge opportunity here for companies that specialize in heavy construction equipment and materials. If infrastructure spending gets a green light, stocks like Caterpillar, Deere & Company, and infrastructure ETFs like the Global ex-US Infrastructure Development ETF might see growth. 3. Healthcare. Under Democratic leadership, Medicare and healthcare spending generally rise, creating demand for healthcare services and products. Harris has advocated for expanded Medicare, which would send more federal dollars into the healthcare system. That could mean increased business for companies like United Health Group, CVS Health, and other firms providing Medicare-related services. Investing strategies, active versus passive. Now that we've looked at the potential sector impacts, let's talk about investment strategies. No matter who wins, the way you invest your money is crucial. There are two popular approaches. 1. Active investing. This is where you pick individual stocks based on your research. If you think oil companies or renewable energy firms will benefit from election outcomes, you buy shares directly in those companies. This strategy can be rewarding if you pick wisely, but it also means you need to stay on top of market news and trends. 2. Passive investing. If you're in it for the long haul and don't want to worry about every market shift, passive investing might be your style. You can invest in ETFs or index funds that cover a wide range of industries, so you're not relying on any single company's performance. This set-it-and-forget-it approach means you invest regularly, whether the market is up or down. The bigger picture: economic resilience and long-term investing. What happens in your house is more important than what happens in the White House. Here's the big picture. While elections can influence markets in the short term, good investments are made for the long term. A well-run company with strong fundamentals can thrive regardless of political shifts. So, rather than making short-term moves based on election hype, consider focusing on solid assets that will grow with time. As the saying goes, what happens in your house is more important than what happens in the White House. Whether it's a Republican or Democrat in office, long-term investment success relies more on your own strategy than who's sitting in the Oval Office. Final thoughts and call to action. At the end of the day, the best investment strategy is one that aligns with your goals and risk tolerance. Remember, a strong investment portfolio doesn't depend on any single election. It's built on smart, consistent choices over time. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below on which sectors you think will benefit the most from the election.